That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police.
Welcome to the 7th tutorial on Theme C. We will be looking at the purpose of punishment, different examples of sentences and deciding on the correct sentence. A community sentence is a sentence which allows people to continue to live in the community under certain conditions. Discharge means not being sentenced for a minor crime. It can be conditional. Restorative justice is a system of criminal justice which aims to rehabilitate offenders through meeting and talking to victims in the community. Judges and magistrates have reasons for deciding on the sentence of an offender. Their motives will be a combination of the following objectives: to punish the offender, to protect the public, to change the offender's behavior, to ensure that the offender does something to make up for their crime, and to reduce crime in the future. Different people have different views on which are the most important. Most judges or magistrates will want to try to ensure that the offender does not get into trouble again. There is a range of punishments that may be given to an offender. If a defendant pleads guilty or gives evidence against another defendant, the sentence might be reduced. This is called plea bargaining. An offender is given a discharge if they are guilty of a minor crime and the decision is not to punish them at this time. An absolute discharge means that no action will be taken. A conditional discharge means that the offender won't be punished unless they commit another offense within a set period of time. Fines are the most common criminal sentence. They're usually given for less serious crimes such as driving offenses, minor theft or criminal damage. The amount of the fine depends on the seriousness of the crime and the offender's ability to pay. Community sentences set out the conditions that an offender must fulfill over a period of time. The objective is both to punish them and reduce the risk of them offending again. Usually offenders are given a period of community payback, which means they have to do unpaid work to repay their neighborhood for their crimes. It can range from 40 to 300 hours work. Many offenders have problems of various sorts, so they are told to carry out some sort of the following to help them in the future. Get training so they can find a job, have treatment for any conditions they have, such as drug or alcohol addiction, not go to places where they are likely to get into trouble. Obey a curfew which limits when they can go out and wear an electronic tag, live at a particular place, meet a probation officer regularly to check their progress, take part in group activities at an attendance center to help them live responsibly in the community. Restorative justice can be used to bring offenders together with their victims to help them to understand the effects of their actions. A prison sentence will be given when the court believes the public must be protected from the offender. Offenders can be given a determinate sentence or indeterminate sentence. A determinate sentence means that they served a fixed length of time, just as 5 years. Half of it will be served in prison and the rest in the community. They will be on license, and the probation service will supervise them. An indeterminate sentence has no fixed endpoint. It is usually given to people who are a threat to society and will not be let out until they are thought to be safe. A first-time offender may get a suspended sentence. This means they will not go to prison if they do not re-offend and if they follow orders in much the same way as those with a community sentence. If they break the rules, they will usually be sent to prison. The decision made by magistrates and judges when they find someone guilty of a crime depends on the type of crime and how serious it is, the law and sentencing guidelines, if the offender admits their guilt, the offender's criminal history, the offender's personal and financial circumstances. They will weigh up the situation for each individual and consider any mitigating factors. For example, a young man who has had a difficult family life, has not done well in education and has had trouble getting a job might not be sent to prison but might instead be given a community sentence to help him get back on track. In the exam, you might be asked to explain the different reasons why people are punished or what offenders might be told to do in order to help them in the future as part of their community sentence.